Hi guys, welcome back to Sports Angle. Wow. It's been some time, now in sport, like there's been the IPL auctions, Messi's visit to India, an 8 goal thriller between United and Bournemouth, uh, a near to end finish for F1 with a 2 point difference, Lando Norris finally claiming that World Championship title. So a lot has happened in the last week since we posted. So there's of course a lot to talk about. But first, getting to, of course, the main aspect, and that is the World Cup. The draws are in. Now, of course, a few things here and there will get into shape. And then, we are seeing like probably like one of the most exciting World Cups, of course, to be happening in the US. But most importantly, what we're going to start the conversation is with the IPL auctions. The IPL auctions are it was like a mini auction. It was not your regular big shuffle auction where you have a lot of teams bidding in for XYZ amount of players to build their particular squads and whatnot. So this one, Michael, I will let you take this over because I did not watch this particular auction because these mini auctions are so just I don't think so. They don't make or break a season. I think your make or break begins in the mega auction always, how you shape up your squad and stuff like that. And after that, it's just like a few bits here and there which you are adjusting and probably covering the gaps which you have had from the previous seasons. So over to you. Give me your top picks, give me your worst picks, and give me your dark horses as well.
I mean, okay, so you've got 10 teams in the auction that participated. I probably will focus. The first bit of it is we focus on the three teams that pretty much had a settled squad
Yeah.
when they got into the auction, right? So you think of a Mumbai Indians, you already had a settled squad there. If I think of Mumbai Indians, their main buy was really Quinton de Kock. They got him at the base price. It's the return of your left-handed wicketkeeper batsman.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very happy with
Um,
Quinton de Kock coming back to the Mumbai Indians because, yeah, I mean, like he's so clutch, and it is so disappointing that LSG and KKR where he was at, how badly they used him and how basically they could not get the best out of him, given that how he is, he's
yeah,
a guy who can give you those quick starts. He's also don't get it mistaken, right? Like he can bat for 20 overs as well. He's that good. But yeah,
right.
having said that, like again, teams and their way, the way. I mean, even LSG at some point made him play at like number two, number three, and number four and stuff. He's not a player of
Yeah.
that. This and not to have him
I
wicket keep
fully
is
agree.
also another big stupidity, which I felt like was a big miss. So
Yeah, and then so I think from Mumbai's perspective, you had the auction that you did. Of course, you were bidding on Cameron Green, but we knew that he was never going to come with the budget that you came in. But I think from Mumbai's perspective, you've got your core ready to go, the settled squad. We knew that towards the end of the season they were improving, and they even made the playoffs last year up to the the second qualifier, right? So there was a lot of potential in that squad. So there's no reason not to
yeah,
continue with it.
but
So
I
I
still
think you
think
guys have a strong
we've
squad.
still never ever replaced Kyron Pollard.
I
I
mean,
did
more
feel
than
like
Pollard, I would probably look at your spin department. I think your spin
yeah, we've
department
still
can
not
improve.
like, but I think Allah Gazanfar will return, right? So people are hopeful of that really covers that gap. But then
Yeah,
I don't know how will you fit Rickleton in. It's a good headache to have for the management, nonetheless. It's a good bowling unit. It's a good unit altogether. Nonetheless, I feel like maybe Rohit Sharma does not play all games this year. Maybe he plays a selective amount of games. And then probably, of course, like because using him as an impact player also affects the team balance and how not. And yeah, so let's see how that works out and how that pans out. But yeah,
yeah.
what are your thoughts on RCB's
I
transfer?
mean, I was gonna go RCB after this one. Like, I mean, we can talk RCB about the after the next team because I might speak a little longer for RCB. But I was gonna move into Punjab Kings. Punjab Kings had a very straightforward strategy. Just wanted a couple of Australian all-rounders. You've got
Hmm.
Cooper Conley coming in, and then you've got probably a bowler and Bosch Weiss coming in. So they've probably gone a little over budget on those two players. But I think when you think of a mini auction and when you've got a settled squad, there's no reason to overpay for some players.
Yeah,
But there's some players that have been significantly overpaid for. We'll get into that in a
yeah,
second.
yeah.
So yeah, but I mean, Punjab Kings had a good strategy. They were the finalists. They almost had the trophy in their hands, but Now they've just probably strengthened their squad a little better. They've got more all-rounders, more deeper batting lineup, and more bowling options. So
Yeah, I
I think
think
they're pretty solid as well.
they did make it up for that particular thing where they needed like a deeper batting and whatnot. But I feel somewhere they've also
Exactly.
missed a trick with like maybe adding a good strike bowler, which I felt they needed at some point. I think so. Andrik Nokia would have been a good addition to their squad. I don't know why they didn't go for that. Um, Cameron Green going to KKR. I see it.
I
The thing
mean,
is with Cameron Green, right?
we get to that. Uh, I kind of want to talk about RCB now. So because the reason why, the way I was thinking about it was you've got those settled squads that just bought in role players, right?
Mm.
And then you've got these teams that have gone absolutely bonkers with this
Yeah,
auction. That includes an SRH, that includes a CSK, you've got a KKR. Those three teams are just, there's a lot more to delve in there.
yep,
But with RCB, straightforward buys, to be very honest, we went back for the player we missed out last auction, which, as per the management, would have fit that perfect team. You get a Venkatesh Iyer at number three. I feel he's going to start over a Devdutt Padikkal purely because of his relationship with Rajat, plus the fact that he has potential to bowl medium pace at certain parts of the game, which is
100%.
something the team was sort of missing. We didn't have a medium pacer. And then we've also got a nice backup for a Yash Dayal, I feel, because of course Yash Dayal has got his controversy on him. We've got a Mangesh Yadav there
Yep,
who
yep,
can bowl left-handed at a decent pace.
yeah.
And at the same time, he's a lower order batsman. So it doesn't hurt having an extra batter in that team. So I think RCB had the perfect option. Let's hypothetically say Hazelwood's still injured by the time IPL starts.
Yep.
You've got the world number two ranked T20I bowler as a complete backup that was acquired on base price, Duffy.
No, that's good.
So
That's
I
good.
think
Duffy, I think was a good
perfect buy.
addition. But what do you think
Perfect
of?
buy.
But what do you think of like Venkatesh Iyer?
I really like him. I see a lot of potential in him. I think number three is his perfect spot, to be very honest with you. And just he would fit the Chinnaswamy dynamic really well. He is a very
That's if you
experienced
play in the
hands-on player.
Chinnaswamy.
He will, yeah. We will play in the Chinnaswamy. He's been confirmed by the KSCA. That
Mm.
was confirmed, I think, a week or two ago. So, because we had a regulation, I think the KSCA banned it for some time, but now it's been unbanned. So, we will be playing in the Chinnaswamy. I think the bigger picture with RCB is the teams getting sold probably. So, I think that's like another conversation piece that's going in the backgrounds, but we never know. Um, but yeah, those three teams aside, we go to the biggest three teams, right, in terms of the auction spend, I would say. KKR going for Cameron Green made all the sense in the world. Like,
Mm.
I just feel they needed that player. They needed a player with an X factor, especially with Andre Russell leaving the tournament and him
Yeah.
not playing again.
But again,
So it
like
only
Cameron
made
Green is not a
sense.
power hitter. Like how
He's
he's
not
been
power
used
hitter, but
at MI, how he's been used at RCB is not like to finish per se. Like when
correct,
you look at
correct,
like a Russell's replacement, you look at say someone like a Tim David or like say someone like Romario Shepherd, or
correct.
you say probably someone like Namandhir who's at MI. Then probably you say yeah, I don't know, like you know you or probably even for that matter when you say someone like I wouldn't even say Henrik Klassen, probably yeah, I'm not sure. So I think see, of course, if he bowls, then great. It's a good addition for them. He can bowl a good couple of overs. But if they are wanting to slot him in that middle order and get a like for like replacement for like say Venkatesh Iyer for that number four or number five spot, then I feel he's a good addition. But I still feel like how his game is, how he is. I don't know. He would have been better suited to either go to say someone like either, of course, an MI would be great. I would even go to the extent and say that he would be great for someone like DC, who would have needed like an all rounder like that. Would have been a match winner because that's what they lacked last year. They didn't have that.
Yeah.
That's what they
I
lost
mean,
their whole momentum last year, where they were literally top of the league, and then they suddenly fell out. You don't know how, right? Decisive moments, of course, come in for that. So, of course, you know, I feel okay. Let's see. But I'm not like like
I mean, I look at that
overwhelmingly going
squad.
to say that that is an absolute great move by KKR because still, like he's a great player and the price is completely justified and he will do well. I'm not going to deny that. But how much of an impact does he have in that
I
squad?
mean, KKR, I mean, if you think about a green, it's literally the commonality for both of us. He's done well
Hmm.
for both of us.
He's done well. He's done
Need
well, and that's
someone,
what I'm saying.
RCB
Like
will truly,
he's a
truly miss.
great player, but how does he fit into
But
certain systems like that?
no,
It's a
I
big
think he
question.
fits in it perfectly because if you really think about the problem with KKR last year wasn't the job with finishing, they couldn't build an innings, right?
Yeah,
You're starting with someone with the Rahani, it goes slow. You need someone to build an
and
innings
is
who
Rahane
can
going to
go
be
at least.
captain?
He's gonna be captain, it looks like. But I mean, you're looking at 150 to 180 strike rate from a Cameron Green, right? And that's something you need in
Easy.
the number three position. Iyer was not able to do it, so you've got that. But what this does is it puts more pressure on Rinku Singh, especially from the finishing point of view. But at
Yes,
the end of the day, I think if Rinku really needs to be a mainstay in the Indian team going forward, that's the role he needs. So it makes a lot of sense to me.
hundred and
But
ten
I'll
percent.
also focus on another couple of purchases of KKR. They went all out for a Patirana, which I think was a good move. Because if you think about a Patirana, is their death bowling was slightly problematic. Now you've got someone who can bowl Yorkers. Your
Hmm.
spin department is by far the best. You've got Narayan and Varun Chakravarti. You can't get better than that, I feel. So you've got that sorted. You've got an all-rounder in green now who can bowl you a couple of overs as well. And then you also have a backup of Mustafizur Rahman. You've overpaid for him, no doubt. But at the end of the day, I think people need to realize that you overpay for players now doesn't mean you keep those players. You can release them and you can get them for cheaper next year. And that's exactly what Venkatesh Iyer was, right? He was bought for 23 point something crores in the last auction. RCB snapped him up for 7 this year. So you're gonna have those situations pop up. CSK is the next one, right? I I don't know what to say about CSK. I mean, their own fans are like it's the one team I absolutely hate with the core of my heart. I'll be brutally honest with you.
I don't think so.
But at the
Anyone
same
loves
time,
CSK apart from their fans.
yeah, that's true. But I mean, just look at that team. Like, I look at CSK. I think the batting was always sorted. Now they've got a lot of powerhouse in that CSK team. You've gone 28 point. Was it 28.4 crores on two? Yeah, 28.4 crores on two uncapped players, which again, nothing wrong in it, but that's just a crazy amount going for it. But I
Uh,
guess that fits a certain role. Now you've got more wicket keeper options in that team. You've got a Sanju Samson in that team. All this does is a very clear indicator that this is the last season of Dhoni. It's not going to continue beyond this year. You've bought Samson to replace him eventually, and then you've also got an uncapped player to cover up for him. Your bowling department has weakened, but you've not really You've given up on Patirana. But
Patirana
is
went
there
where?
really
Where
a
did he go?
replacement of Patirana? Not really.
Where did
You have
Patirana go?
instead Patirana's gone to KKR. That's why I said KKR made a good buy for 18 CR for him. But you've bought a Matt Henry, which is probably
That,
real
my
experience.
opinion is that is a better buy than Cameron Green.
Yeah, for what they needed, it's a better buy. But I think whichever team Cameron Green would have gone to, he would have made that team. He would have been the best buy of that team of any
A
auction on
hundred
any
percent,
given team.
100%. Cameron Green is that kind of a player, man. There is no
He's
denying.
just too good. I mean, he's literally a three-dimensional player. He's a damn good fielder. The guy can bat at anywhere on your top order. He can also bowl extremely well, good cutters. He can vary his speed. He's a brilliant all-rounder. Absolutely loved him in RCB. But I look at CSK, I just see problems, but at the same time, let's just see how it pans out. They've literally sacrificed a significant part of their core. You don't have Jadeja in that team anymore. I just don't know what their direction they're doing. I think this is this feels like a recovery from their mega auction last year, and I think they probably need another auction to get even better. But I guess they're sort of trialing and erroring what is going to work for them and what's not.
Hmm.
So that covers CSK, of course, which I mean, and they've also gotten Rahul Chahar,
Hmm.
which has not worked out. He's not played exceptionally well in
But you know
the,
what?
you
Rahul Chair
know,
is a he's a good buy. It's just that he's had some disciplinary issues in the
I
past.
don't think, see, he's a good buy. Don't get me wrong. He's a good buy for the other nine teams. I don't think he's a good buy for CSK because the way he is as a leg spinner, I don't think that works. He's a more faster leggy, right? If you really think about it.
Hmm.
Like a Chahal,
A quick one.
yeah, he's too quick for a Chepauk. He,
Yep.
like, of course, Chepauk is a good spinning ground, but
Yep.
he's too quick for Chepauk,
Yeah.
if that makes
Chepok,
sense.
you need someone who regulates pace very well and keeps
Yeah,
like playing with the pace because that pitch gets slower. As much as people think
correct,
it's very easy to bat on in this, it's so not. Like the ball
correct.
somehow starts gripping more, even though there is more moisture. That pitch is a very, I would say, it's a funny pitch. You can't. There's
Yeah,
a bright possibility that you can defend 140 on that, and we have seen that in the past. In
correct.
2021, when MI did it, back in 2011 during that T20 Champions League, MI did it. Quite and CSK is notorious for always defending 160, 180 on that pitch. They just can so
Yeah,
easily do it. But I guess that's been like, I think he's brought on to support Noor because Noor can't take the onus of like stopping runs as well as taking wickets. So he does either.
correct.
And
You need a
Rahul Kher is a
leggy.
very
You need
good
a leggy.
line and
There's
length bowler.
no,
If you tell him a certain line and
yeah,
length, he will bowl that consistently. He will stop so that then the batters on the other end would look to target Noor and then get out eventually. I think so. That is
correct. So
the
you've
main
got eight
plan for this.
overs of
Yeah,
crazy
CSK
leg
is looking to
spin.
get that done. That's what I feel their thing is. And सरफराज खान
I
को
mean,
सेकंड चांस दे दिया उन्होंने अभी देखते हैं क्या करता है सरफराज
I
खान.
mean, Sarfraz Khan is a good buy. You needed a middle order batsman. They had Deepak Hooda and Vijay Shankar last year. That didn't work out for them. So, I think that's a good buy. I think Sarfraz Khan's a better option, I feel. Moving to two other teams that had like somewhat of a budget. It's a DC and it's a SRH. I think DC had a good auction. Their main two buys I feel were Miller. They got him Miller at a base price, which was a damn good steal price. We've got firepower in the middle order now. And then they also bought Duckett, which I think is a good firepower. You've got a left hand, right hand combination up top now with KL Rahul
And
and
they
Duckett
bought
on
that
top.
keeper also, no? Josh Inglis.
No, English, I think got bought by a different team, dude. I need to figure
Because
that out,
Inglis
but
is only
wasn't
available for 4 games.
but yeah, it was not
No, no, it is DC.
yeah.
They bought him.
Are you sure?
Yes, 200%.
Let me confirm actually.
Yep. Um,
No, he was bought by Lucknow Super Giants, dude.
LSG. Yeah, this kind of stupidity
Yeah,
is only done by them. But why would
correct.
Punjab
So
release him? He did so well.
I think it was availability, right? At the end of the day.
Yeah, he's getting married.
Yeah, it's
Just
fair.
fair. ठीक है यार. Once in a
Yeah.
lifetime thing. Yeah. But yeah, I think that. How about RR? What was their auction like? Was it good?
RR had a good auction, but I mean, if I just focus on SRH, their bowling options are mental. I don't think they have a good bowling. They went for Shivam Mavi this time around, so I really have no answer. They've like I wouldn't say they've overpaid for Liam Livingston. If you really ask me, to be honest, they've paid 13 crore,
But
but
why
they
would
could
they
have
take
easily
Liam
gone.
Livingston when they have such a brilliant batting?
I think it's just because of the aspect that he can bowl off spin, leg spin. So you probably just want that dynamic in the middle order. But they could have gotten him at the base price if they just got him at
Yeah.
the first part of the auction.
Or
Now
save that
in the
money and gone for
accelerated
someone like a
part,
Patirana.
exactly. So I've got nothing much to say there. And that's the thing with SRH. Just because of time constraints, I'm sort of rushing through it. I think DC have had a good auction as well. If I look at RR, if you really think about what their main purchases were, was more around their bowling, because they anyways got a Jadeja in coming in from CSK. They've got Sam Curran coming in from CSK, so you've got all rounders coming in. And then their real buys were two players, which was a Ravi Bishnoi, which they paid 7.2 CR, which I thought was a steal. I thought, if you really, really ask me, I thought CSK should have gone for a Ravi Bishnoi over a Rahul Chahar, but that is what it is. And they also bought Vignesh Puthur from MI, and I thought that was a good buy. That was a good steal buy. Vignesh Puthur had a lot of potential last year. I was kind of surprised that MI released him, but it is what it is. RR did that. And then we go to another team that just makes no sense to me whatsoever. It's like I never understand what
LSG.
LSG does in an auction. I genuinely don't understand what they do in an auction. You've gone and spent
LSG is the
8.5
prime
crore.
example of not how players need to play. LSG is the prime example of as to how owners need to be just owners.
I mean, of course you've traded for a Shami, but Shami didn't perform so well. last year. So I don't know if that 10 crore tag was justified for him. Then you've gone and got a key Nokia, which was I think was a good buy for the base price of
Okay, yeah, it was a
2 CR.
good buy, but again, like
You have traded for Arjun Tendulkar, which are you gonna play him? Not really. Hasaranga is coming in for you guys at 2 CR, which was a good buy,
I
but
think that's a good buy.
does he fit the dynamic? Not really. Josh Inglis was bought. Will he play? God knows. And yeah, I mean, I just don't understand what they're trying to do, to be very honest with you. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. But I guess that's at the end of the day, I think both of us can agree that's LSG's problems, not ours. It's a team that I don't really prefer as much. I'm not going to say too much against them, but just not a team I'm a big fan of. And then we moved to another team that I think made a big, big mistake, which is the great Gujarat Titans. They needed a finisher, right? They've given up on Rutherford, which has moved to Mumbai, of course. And you instead go for a Jason Holder. Now, you've bought Jason Holder for 7 CR, but does he really fit the bill of a finisher? Not really. You could have just gone for Liam Livingston. You had Living Livingston served to you on a platter. You could have got him for cheaper at the main part of the auction, but no, you didn't go for him. So I think GT's missed that. But again, GT is going to have the exact same problem. Have a fantastic top three batsman, have a really good, decent bowling lineup, probably one of the best bowling lineups on paper. But then the middle orders where you're going to have problems. Simple.
Yeah,
Because
I
if
mean,
I
they
look
will
at
give
the
away
overseas
Shofin Rutherford
players,
for what? I'd never understood.
Butler is a guaranteed play. Rashid Khan's a guaranteed player. Rabada's another guaranteed player. Now, who's going to be your fourth? It has to be a Glenn Phillips or Jason Holder. You have a solution in Glenn Phillips as your finisher, but you really can't play him because you need to have that depth in bowling. So you're going to have to play Jason Holder again. Makes no sense to me every single time. So that covers GT. I'm just thinking if you've missed a team.
I think you pretty
No,
much
we've
covered it
covered.
all.
Yeah, we've covered all. But pretty entertaining auction, to be very honest with you. Everyone was just waiting for Cameron Green action. It's unfortunate that he won't be able to be paid that whole 26 crores, which I think he's fully deserving of. He'll be paid a cap of 18 crores based on the new IPL auctions, but it is what it is.
Hmm.
Unfortunate that Harry Brook can't play the IPL this cycle because
Yeah, no
he
one cares about
is,
that.
yeah, because I think he's a good player, but he can't play it. But yeah, overall, I think, again, I'll be very honest with you. I think in terms of strength of teams, it doesn't change from last year. I think MI are still a damn good team. Punjab Kings are still a damn good team. RCB for me is the best team. I think RR have gotten their mid-season strategy, like off-season strategy, really right to get that auction just to fill in a couple of gaps. So they got it right as well. So RR is a team to look out for this year, I feel.
And also with Sangakkara
GT is a
back.
team to look out. Yeah. And then GT is also a team to look out for, and DC as well. But then the remaining four, I'm a little iffy about. Like an SRH is going to have a hit or miss. I feel SRH has gone very old school RCB strategy. Have the best batting lineup, a batting lineup that can score you 300 runs, but then have a bowling lineup that can also give you 300 runs. So they've just gone that RCB way, and we've gone a more strategic way. So that really covers that IPL auction, I feel.
I think, yeah, that's pretty much the IPL auction in itself. I think
Yeah.
the mini auctions are very boring in my opinion. I feel
Yeah.
the season after the mini auctions gets more better because teams then start to shape up. You see a more
Correct.
finished and a more, I would say, molded version of the teams, which where it becomes really competitive because every team has kind of filled its gaps. So there is barely any room for error, or there is barely anything which really differentiates the team on a large scale. Having said that, this week's IPL auction did get overshadowed by a man from Argentina who had visited India. He's none other than the phenomenon himself, the magic man, uh, Lionel Messi. Just gonna speak a bit about him.
I
He,
don't know if you can see
yeah,
it,
that's the
but that's
goat
the
card.
card.
Yeah, with his. I think you should correct that. Strength should be football, not just clutch finisher. Strength is football. The
I
man's
agree.
good at
I agree.
everything. And I mean, the little what I saw of his football was like, yeah, of course, he was playing Rondo, But there was this one instance where his foot went a bit sideways and the ball literally stuck to his foot and it didn't go anywhere else. With any other player, that ball will go punting out of the air. But it just stuck with him. That just shows you that's just not even 2% of what his game is. It just shows you how great he would be in his prime, how great he would be just while playing even right now when he does. Yeah, just seeing him was like, it's, yeah, I can like probably now I can die peacefully. He's like, yeah,
Mhm.
he was just awesome. Nevertheless, coming to the football part of it, United were part of a 8 goal thriller. 8 goal. I don't know whether our attack was so good or whether the defenses of the teams were
I'll
so
tell you
bad.
this. We played really well.
Yes,
I think from a perspective of what style of football we wanted to play, it was in full display. We were constantly
110%, but
counter-attacking, we
that's not
were
the defending you would
attacking.
expect after
Dallo
scoring
was
so.
playing well. His crosses were good.
Yeah.
I was just losing my mind. But then at the end of the day, your center backs were heaven and Euro essentially. Both of them are young.
What's
Things are
happened to
just going
Delict?
to get past. Delict's injured, Maguire's injured. We've got Licha is of course recovering, right?
Yeah, I
You
don't think
can't
so.
give
He's
him
going to
too much
start
time.
him directly. Like, even in,
It's
I
going to
think
take
this
some
week is going
time
to
for
be a very tough
Licha.
game because we're playing Aston, who's third,
Correct.
and
And then
Aston will
Luke
be
Shaw is
motivated.
not
Yeah.
used to playing that center back role very efficiently. So it's okay. But I think there's a lot of things to do. We had a chance to be in the top five, but unfortunately we weren't able to
Hmm.
capitalize on it. But I think from a perspective of the style we wanted to play, that was on display. I think it's only for the first I was able to see it, and I think from a positive perspective that I'll take away is we are stepping into the right direction of how we want to play football,
Yeah.
and I think we're going to win games with that. It's of course taken us a year and a half or more to get to this point almost, but I can see the positives finally. And I genuinely think we might have to strengthen the team a bit.
Hmm.
But my criticism with Amorim's always going to remain one, is that we need to figure out a way to play Menu in that team. He's just too
Yeah,
good of a
yeah, that's the
player,
whole thing, yeah. Like, I
too
don't
good of a
understand.
player.
Like, if you're not playing Menu and you play like whoever instead of him, he or she is not. I mean, he's not making a great impact either. So
Yeah,
I don't understand your obsession with not playing Chobi Mino. And then suddenly you have
exactly.
Ugarte to come and then he does the whole thing. I think with Mainu, you get a good chance to win a game. That's what he gives you. He
Correct.
gives you that pass, he
Yeah.
controls that tempo of the game. He just is in so much control of the entire, like, the way we have to pass out, the way when we have to defend. It is so good for the development of it. And you know what? Like, everyone says this, but look at like all the teams which rely on their youth. And when they stop relying on youth, how it happens. Like Barcelona is a prime example of that. Like they went to these superstars. They knew that this is the way we need to buy the Coutinho, Lewandowski's, Malcolm's, Yannick's of the world. And then what happened? It all fell flat on its face. And then consequently, of course, they had a manager who knew the system very well, who knew the academy very well, brings in those players, implements the system, makes sure that there are good players who play in that system and accordingly then take it forward. That's how good it is. Somewhere a United manager, when he comes in, it's a reality he or she has to accept that, hey, listen, this is the academy, this is how it is, and I need to get some of the other kid in the academy at some point in some position to actually strengthen it. That's the culture of the
Correct.
club. That's the fabric of the club. You cannot
Correct.
compromise on that and be like, yeah, I'm not going to play my certain way because a certain player does not do that. Then you make a
Mhm.
certain setting where that particular player really can get the best out of himself. Because I don't believe Kobe Mino is a bad player, man. He's a good player.
Kobe Mino is a great player. He's
He's a
only going to
great
improve
player.
over
He's
time.
got good skill. He's got good understanding of the game. And I feel like he can be our, that
Correct.
midfield general, which we have been craving for years. And then you make the team around the chap. And see, of course, there are some parts of it where as a manager, you will have to make peace with it. Is that he will have to be fine with the kind of inconsistencies which come with that age, right?
Mhm.
Not every kid is going to be
Mhm.
consistent at that age and going to be like, who's going to give you 10 on 10 performances and stuff like that. Only when you give him 10 games, you will be able to see, 6, 7 games he comes to the mark, 3 games he doesn't, and then you accordingly help him with that, with this game. And then eventually he becomes that kind of a player who is consistently 8 out of 10 for you for those 9, 10 games in like whatever. And then in a season, probably he
Yeah,
gives you great 30, 40 games at least.
correct.
But a manager needs to understand that. He cannot not, because right now clearly looks like he's not prioritizing results. He wants the system to be perfected, to be played in a way that United play with some spirit. They play with some output. They play with some vigor, some class, some bravery, and whatnot. Right now, of course, I get that. That's the theme of the game. But this is the best time to play a player like him. That's what Arsenal did, right? Like with Saka. They just
Yeah,
played him and played him and played him, and eventually Saka got better. Football is such a sport. I would say any sport for that matter. The more you play, the better you get. It's simple. That's the simple calculus behind any sport for that matter. You repeat a certain amount of whatever patterns, is that's how you get better. That's the basic thing of it. Amorim, I don't know whether how stint. I don't think so. See a lot of managers when they are staunch about their beliefs. I can give them that. Like Mourinho came, had won the Champions League at Porto, was staunch about his beliefs because he's won something and won something substantial. Guardiola has come, he's had that kind of a impact because he's won trebles with Barcelona and with the likes of say he's done like the domestic travel with Bayern Munich. He's won stuff at places with like credibility. But when you've not done anything which is credible, when you have not done anything which is like, oh wow, it stands out, and then you come up with these principles and these half-assed nuances and principles and philosophies, then you're going to lose the fans, then you're going to lose the dressing room, then eventually results will start mattering, and people will not give shits about like, oh yeah, it's a 4-all draw, so what? We still lost the game. Also, we still drew the game at home against Bournemouth where we could have won. So all these nuances
correct.
do come in play, man. Like I feel like a good example is Eddie Howe. The way he's kind of adapted his system to Newcastle made it slightly more attacking because that's the player he has and that's the deliverable he has to give to the fans as well. Because Newcastle is not a defending team; they're an attacking team. And now, if you see the way they play and how they play, is so good. It's very different. And it's only a matter of time that they start like challenging for the league. They'll start like probably winning significant titles, which they already started by the way last year, where they won the Carabao Cup.
Mhm.
So you have to show some kind of faith. You have to have some kind of I would say some kind of system in place where you are actually trusting some good players. Because Kobe Mino is not a bad player, man. Kobe Mino is a great player. Needs to play more often. That's it. I mean, it's his bad luck
I
also
agree.
that we've been removed out of a competition so earlier in the season, and now we're only in like two competitions per se. Because the FA Cup will nearly start now in 2-3 weeks once January comes in.
Correct. I
And
mean, Mount, by the way, has been performing exceptionally well. I'm glad Sesko is coming back. We've got Mboimo leaving for the AFCON with Diallo. So that's going to cause a little problems on our right side of depth. But I think we'll manage pretty well. Cunha is going to play on the right, I feel. And yeah, I think Menu is probably hopefully going to get his chance soon. And yeah, I think United's pretty good. Let's see how we play against Villa this weekend. So let's see how that goes.
mm,
And then we move to F1. A very quick update. Of course, Lando is the champion of the world, first time.
and
Congratulations to him.
and
All
no one really
flowers to him.
cares.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I'll give him his flowers. He did win, and a trophy and a championships won over a season. He did his job. He did it well. I think McLaren could have handled the situation a lot better over the year because and Oscar did his thing. I look at Max Verstappen, couldn't be more proud. You cover up 104 deficit to just 2 points by the end of the year is just insane. Of course, he's moving from MV1 to MV3 now. He's taking number three instead of 33. So that's going to be pretty cool to look at. Which I also know, by the way, since three was a Daniel Ricciardo number, Daniel Ricciardo had to give his permission to let Max Verstappen race under that number, and he has. So that's just something that's super cool to know. And I think next year is going to be a full of surprises because Mercedes is, of course, supplying the engine to half the teams. They're going to be a pretty good engine. My concern is going to be, of course, Red Bull, but then Ford is manufacturing that engine. It's the same brand that makes Mustang. So I would like to think that there's going to be really good power in that unit, but let's see. Alpine seems to be in a lot of trouble, but I guess there's just so many ifs and buts when you think about F1 now. it's finally come to that off season of a nice 2, 3 month break, and we can sort of relax, focus on how that season went, enjoy the fact that we were able to watch a three-way battle
Will
on the
Dhurandhar
last.
come in the same weekend as F1 will come?
Actually, yeah, I think so. I think so. I think 19 March was when it is. If not 19 March, it's going to be the preseason testing, right? If you think about it, it's going to
Nice.
be fun. The Run the Revenge is going to be kind of
This
fun
has
to
been,
watch.
I think, December has been the best month when it comes to sports and film in 2025 because all the months were so underwhelming and there was nothing there like with sport. And now you finally have a mega December with like everything, cricket picking up as well with the
Ashes.
Ashes.
Think about the Ashes. Australia is leading 2-0.
They will
Insane.
lead 3-0
I
and
know. I
4-0
think
and
it's going to be a
5-0 in
9
minute.
point one.
It's going to be a
Yeah, and that's
whitewash.
without Hazelwood. That's without Cummins, by the way. So that just
Yeah,
shows how
how bad
strong
England
Australia's
is.
depth is. Just insane.
So yeah,
But
I
yeah, I
feel
think
like
that covers our entire 2 weeks wrap. Not a week wrap this time. It's 2 weeks wrap. But yeah, quite enjoyable.
yeah,
And just
we
in
will
case you're
come.
not,
We will come, I think, next week, and we will probably discuss month by month the sporting moments of the year, and what were the best sporting moments of every month, for that matter. And
yeah.
yeah, till then, take care. Uh, if you don't wish to see
And
us,
Merry Christmas in advance.
yeah, Merry
In
Christmas in
case we don't
advance.
release a video in Merry
Have
Christmas.
a safe
We'll
one. Have
come
a safe one
before
with
New
your
Year.
family. And yeah,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, that's all I have to say. And yeah, look forward to seeing you all again in a video like this. Like, share, and subscribe.
Bye bye.
Bye.